today we are organizing your home space. We have things that will help you keep your sewing room organized, or your space, whatever it may be. And yeah.
Lots of great notions and tools to help you with your quilting.
Yeah. So
what would you like to start with?
I think I'll start off with a little thing.
Okay.
How many of you have bobbins that are just all over the place with thread falling off of them?
Oh, that's what drives me crazy. The threads and me, they're everywhere.
So we have the Dritz bobbin boats. I love these. They are so adorable. We have 2 different sizes. They're individual. You do not get to pick your color. It'll just be a random assignment. And so we have the M size, which is for the size M bobbins. So if you have a long arm with the big bobbins, or a Bernina with the big bobbins, I think there are a couple other machines that have like really big bobbins too, but I can't remember what they are. That's the one you want. And if you have a regular old home machine, you'll want the regular size bobbin boat.
Yeah, those definitely look handy. From bobbins to thread. If you're using a large spool of thread, or even the small ones, I find these are great for unwinding your thread better even than when they're on your machine sometimes. And this thread stand is adjustable. So this collapses right down, this comes out, and so if you're taking it to a retreat or bringing it to a class, it's much easier, much more portable.
You can just go
there you go
and tuck it away in your bag.
Very handy to have.
And this is not the same as those like little ones you can get at Walmart for like $5.99. They're probably not $5.99 anymore, but
what is?
It's a little heavier, a little better quality, and won't be moving all around your table when you're trying to sew. We can go for the Alpha Clips. The Alpha Clips,
really helpful.
2 sizes. They are a set of 36 each. If you're like me, I have a whole bunch of these. I have no idea where any of them are because they're all in bins with projects, clipping together all the little piles of pieces
until you
that
get
I've
back
already
to
got.
them, right? Yeah.
These ones have letters and numbers on them, the full range of the alphabet, and then 10 numbers. And so you can keep your little piles clipped together. If you're numbering or lettering rows for your quilt, you can clip those all together, that sort of thing, and they will keep you nice and organized.
Very useful. Then we also have the thread cutters. These are great because you can use your used blades to tuck inside the little flower. There's a screw that comes out, the blade goes in, it sits in there, and then you just break your thread. You know, if you're chain piecing, go through a whole chain. You can keep turning it around until you have exhausted every bit of that blade, gotten every last ounce of sharpness out of it. And they come in 2 sizes. These are for the 45 millimeter blades, and this size is for the 60 millimeter blades.
And we have 3 different colors of each, so you can pick your favorite.
You can pick in this one, eh? Not like the bobbin boats. This one,
yes,
you can pick?
that one you can pick your favorite.
All right.
Talk about the design wall.
Yeah, something useful for everybody. It's so much easier to get a visual of what your project is going to look like if you can put it up on the wall and take a step back.
Yep.
Even take a picture of it.
Yes.
And look at it in a photograph. It tells you so much about your color values and the placement.
Because a lot of times when you take a picture, something pops out that doesn't pop out to your eyes.
The block that's been turned 180 degrees and isn't supposed to be. Yeah, that kind of thing. Definitely.
So this is 72 by 72 inches, and it's a big sheet of felt to audition your quilt blocks and your quilts. The blocks just kind of stick to it without having to use pins or anything like that. And you can hang it up on your wall with, you know, something like the command hooks, or
clips.
if you have like, if you have a curtain rod or something in your auditioning space, you can use the clips that are on your curtain rod and just clip it up, and then you can even fold your project up in it to get it out of the way, and put it away, and then bring it back out, and it's right where you left off.
Perfect. Okay, and what to do the little marking?
Yes,
things?
those are cute. I'm excited about those.
Quilt block markers. So these are little letters, just letters, right? No numbers.
I
think it's
can't remember.
letters.
Yeah,
Looks like
I think
all
it's
letters.
just letters.
And you can actually put a pin.
No, and numbers.
Oh, there they are down at the bottom. You're right. Put a pin through it.
Yeah.
And then the little letter or number dangles from the pin. So, okay, there's row E, and there's...
Kind of like a pin charm.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That looks really, really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I like those because every time we've looked at pins that actually have the letters or numbers on them, they've been ridiculously expensive. So we just haven't thought, no, like that's not good value for your money. These are great. You can use them on whatever pins you like, so you don't get stuck with a pin that sucks just because it has letters on it.
You can still use your preferred type of pin.
Pins, yeah.
And there are 36 in the container, in the little heart-shaped container.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then we have a nice little splurge. If you are doing large blocks, like to square them up, and are always sort of shifting your ruler to get one side and then shifting your ruler to get another side because you don't have a nice big ruler. We have a few different choices here. The Cute Cuts is a set of rulers by Lori Holt. This is the biggest one available at 20.5 by 20.5. It has the nice 1/4 inch line around the edge to help you mark up where your block is going to be visible when it's finished. And then we have the Quilters Select 18 by 18. And you know, if you've used Quilters Select rulers, we love them. And that is just like any of their other rulers. That's the biggest size that they have available at the moment as well.
Like all the others, non-slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really is non-slip.
No, they're great. And they're... Not sure that one isn't. They're marked like 1 to 18 this way, and 1 to 18 that way, so you can read it from either direction.
This one is just one direction.
Yeah. And it's also got all your diagonals marked on it, your 30s, 60s, and 45s.
Yep. And then if you are a Studio 180 quilter, we have the large Tucker Trimmer 3 as well.
Yeah, so for trimming up all kinds of blocks, particularly your hourglass blocks, with all the markings, like with all Studio 180 rulers, you oversize your block a little bit, and then you trim it down so that it's very precise. And with this one, with all the markings on it, you're going to get your center point of your block where it's supposed to be, in the center, and trim off the little bit of the edge so that it just fits perfectly into your quilt.
So if you have a Tucker trimmer, this works just like that, only it gets you up to, I believe it's a 12.5 or 13.5 inch block. 13 inch.
Yeah, so how often do you have a 12.5 inch block in a quilt?
That you're trying to square up and make sure is trimmed properly.
This would do it.
Yep. Yep. And then to go along with those big rulers, we have the Quilters Select ruler racks. 2 sizes. They both look pretty much the same. I'll take our monster ruler out of here. Pretty much the same. They have spaces for your rulers in the middle, and then they have little cubbies in the front and the back for your seam rippers, your bobbins, all that kind of stuff that you want to keep handy right next to you. Yep. The only difference is That one has 3 millimeter wide openings for your cutting rulers. And this one is 6 millimeters wide for things like your free motion quilting templates. If you're quilting with rulers, those are usually a little bit thicker, and that's what this one works with. Now, if you grab one of the 6 millimeters, you can actually fit 2 rulers, 2 cutting rulers in one slot, and it works really well like that. That one just works with 1 in each slot. So up to you what works best for you and what your needs require.
This one has more slots anyway because there's more room for them. So you're probably going to get the same number of rulers either way.
Yeah.
Whether you double it up or not.
Good point. And last but not least for today is a big splurge. We have the Quilters Select 36 by 60 inch cutting mat. It is double-sided like their regular cutting mat. So you get 2 sides, and it's the same quality as their smaller mats, nice and big. We have put this on our new cutting table right in the middle of the store, and absolutely love it. We find that everybody just gathers around that table now. So if you have a nice big cutting table and you are in the market for a new mat, you might want to take a look at this. If you are having it shipped, there will be extra shipping applied, and we will email you at the time of shipping to let you know how much that is. But if you're picking it up in store, just make sure you bring a big vehicle.
Yes. You don't want to roll it up.
No.
It has to lie flat, as all cutting mats do.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a treasure. Because, like in my sewing room, for example, I have 2 smaller mats back to back. And I'm always hitting that seam right in the middle. Yeah, very annoying. So if I had a table big enough, this would be fantastic.
Yeah. And I've said before, these mats last so long. We were changing out the green, the typical green Olfa mats about once a year, once every year and a half, flipping them over using the other side at our cutting tables. And we just took the mats that we've had on the cutting tables for the last 5, maybe close to 6 years off, and retired them into me in the kitchen to do my cutting in there, because I've completely killed one of the Olfa mats.
I can believe it.
So they last a really long time. I mean, if they can last us 5 years versus a year and a half on an Olfa mat, imagine how long they can last you at home.
I mean, you can tell they're thicker than all the other mats, and the self-healing properties are wonderful with these mats.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So that's all for today. Remember, if you want anything from today's specials, you need to get it in your cart and check out before midnight, or they will be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it for day 3. Bye.
See you tomorrow.